We're going to talk about multiplying fractions. For some of you, this is a review. When we're multiplying fractions, the first thing we want to do is make sure everything is an improper fraction first. So this one is an improper fraction already. This one is not. So when we go ahead and convert it, we're going to do 1 times 5 and then add 4. So we'll get 9 over 5 times 20 over 3. Now you could go ahead and multiply across the top and the bottom, but then you would have to reduce your answer. So we're going to go ahead and reduce before we multiply, and that will save us a little bit of time. We'll check for common factors vertically this way first, so 9 and 5 do not have any common factors, and neither do 20 or 3. The next thing we're going to do is check for common factors across fractions. So in this case, we only have 2 fractions, which means we only need to check this way and this way. So 9 and 3 have common factors. 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 9 divided by 3 is 3. Similarly, 5 and 20 have common factors of 5, so 5 divided by 5 is 1, 20 divided by 5 is 4. We can rewrite our problem as 3 over 1 times 4 over 1, and when we multiply that we'll get 12 over 1, or simply 12. So to review, we converted to an improper fraction, we checked for common factors up and down, then across fractions, and we multiplied across the top and the bottom. Let's do a more difficult example. This one has 3 fractions. However, we don't have any mixed numbers, which means we don't have to convert into improper fractions first. That part has already been done for us. So all we need to do is start checking for common factors. Let's check up and down first, vertically. 6 and 7 do not have any common factors, but 15 and 9 do. They have common factors of 3. So 9 divided by 3 is 3, and 15 divided by 3 is 5. 14 and 12 have common factors of 2. If we divide 14 by 2, we'll get 7, and 12 divided by 2 is 6. So let's go ahead and rewrite our new problem. Now we can start checking across fractions. We have 3 different fractions we can check between. I'm going to start with the number 6. 6 has a common factor with this number here. 6 and 6 divided by 6 are both 1. So this 6 can no longer be reduced with this 3. This 3 stays the same because we've already reduced this 6 with this 6. Similarly, 7 and 7 have common factors of 7, so we'll reduce those. And lastly, 5 over 3 is left over. So what we'll actually get is 1 over 1 times 5 over 3 times 1 over 1. Overall, this simply becomes 5 over 3, and that's our final answer. Let's do just one more example. This problem again has 3 fractions, and this one is a mixed number, so we have to convert it into an improper fraction first, by doing 1 times 5 plus 2, which is 7, over 5. The rest of the numbers are improper fractions, so we just go ahead and rewrite them. Let's start by doing our first check. 7 and 5 don't have any common factors, but 15 and 21 do. They have a common factor of 3. 15 divided by 3 is 5, and 21 divided by 3 is 7. 27 and 10 don't have any common factors. And we can start doing our checks for common factors in other fractions. The most important thing to remember is that we can't say, oh, well, 5 and 10 have common factors, because these are both on the bottom. You can only check common factors if you're checking one from the top and one from the bottom. So we can say 5 and 5, 7 and 7, and all that's left over is 27 over 10, or 2 and 7/10 is our final answer. The last and most important thing is to remember is that you can only take common factors from other fractions if one part is on the top and the other is on the bottom. So even though 11 and 22 have common factors of 11, we can't reduce them because both of these numbers are on the bottom. Same thing here, 8 and 4 are both on the top, so you're not allowed to reduce them by the common factor of 4. However, 8 and 22 have common factors, and 8 is on the top and 22 is on the bottom. That means we're allowed to reduce. So I can say, okay, 8 divided by 2 is 4, and 22 divided by 2 is 11. So in this case, we would get 16 over 121.